Welcome back to my channel, The Twin Flame Union. In this channeling session, or you can say in this series, I am going to be talking about inner work. How inner work can help you get into union. What is the right way of doing inner work? What does inner work mean? Many people don't understand what inner work actually means. What is the real meaning of inner work? Many divine feminines, they, do some online researches and someone tells them, or they read or they find out that there is certain meditation that they need to do, certain type of meditation they need to do. After that meditation, they will get into union, things like that. They join some groups, they join some support groups, where people are discussing different types of things. And they feel that, okay, I have done these 4 or 5 types of meditations, 4 or 5 types of activities. In fact, recently, I did a reading for a lady, and she also told me that she had joined some twin flame crash course, which was, I think, a paid crash course, where you do certain activities and that will help you get into a union. And she told me, and we were both actually finding it very funny because of whatever she told me. So, and yes, one more thing, there are different types of unions. The reason why I talk about basically four Hindu gods and goddesses, I talk about them and their lifestyles, primarily because I want to tell people that on the earth plane, twin flame union can be in different formats. Because there are many people, because this is the last life on planet earth, they could also be here to live through some curses. And some of those curses might mean that you may not get married to your twin flame, but you will have deep love for each other, and you both will understand that. And the love is going to be very pure and very asexual in nature, not conditional. It would be unconditional love. And not only that you would know about it, the twin flames would know about it, even the other people would know about it. And that's why I take the example of Radha and Krishna. I take the example of Ram and Sita. Radha and Krishna and Ram and Sita were both incarnations of Lakshmi and Vishnu. Lakshmi, she is the goddess of wealth and abundance. She is also Mother Earth. Mother Earth's another form is Lakshmi. So, Vishnu and Lakshmi have taken different incarnations on planet Earth. And they have various forms also. As Vishnu and Lakshmi, they are in union, according to the worldly ways. But when they are Ram and Sita, they are also completely in union. The only thing is that in their union, they also had to be separate from one another in a physical way, in a physical body. But were they separated via love, or were they separated by any other reason? No. And when you read this Ramayana, till the point that Ram and Sita come back to their city, their place, Ayodhya, a lot of people think Ramayana ends over there, but no, Ramayana does not end over there. Their love story continues, and they go back to their kingdom, and she gets pregnant, and then she conceives also. And after the happily ever after also, there is a phase of separation. And during that phase of separation, certain things happen wherein Sita feels he might not love me anymore. He might get married to someone else. He might do this. And he is also in his palace very worried about her. As to where is she? Will I ever get to see her again? Will I ever meet her again? Will I ever unite with her again? And there are some people who say that, Ram did wrong to Sita by leaving her, by sending her for exile. But he was duty bound. He was bound by the duty, by the mission work, and according to him and even in scriptures, even otherwise also, a king or a person who's a public servant, his biggest devotion should be to the public, to the people they are serving. And when the people they were serving, Ram and Sita both, because they were both king and queen, they were unhappy with their relationship. And then in some stories, it was Sita herself who tells Ram to leave her, to give up on the relationship they have. And imagine, they have the purest form of love for each other. But because of the service, because of the duty, because of the life they had chosen, they said that, okay, we will give up on our love, we will give up on our companionship. Obviously, we cannot give up on our love, because love is not something you can give up on. But we can give up on our companionship. I will go and live alone in a forest. I will raise my boys, or I will raise the child. I will do my duty. You do your duty, because the people, the public, that is your child, your children too. Our children basically. If our children are unhappy with something, then we must make sure that we fix it, we heal it. And later on, it was the same people, they go up to Lord Ram and they beg to him, they ask for forgiveness, and they give all the gold they have. And from that gold, Sita's idol is created, and that same idol then is used against, like as in instead of her, it is replaced, because she is physically not there. So all the pandits and all the gurus, everyone says that if Sita is not there, then the same, Sita will be created from the gold. And that gold is given by the same public who were earlier unhappy with their relationship. So that is how they change the dynamic eventually. But by then, Sita's time on earth is completed. Her mission work is completed. And she ascends before the masculine. Like most cases, feminine ascends before the masculine. She ascends before the masculine. In many cases, masculine also ascends before. It's not like it's a fixed rule. Especially because the time has changed now. They were born in descending Treta, and Radha and Krishna were born in descending Dwapar. And we are in ascending Dwapar right now. We are in the opposite of descending. So we are in ascending Dwapar, and we would also be heading, those of you who will live more, they will be in ascending Treta also. Obviously, technology is changing a lot. Times have changed, technology have changed, lifespan have increased a lot, and it will also increase even more. But even though technology has increased in all these years, but the inner work decreased. People stopped going within, and they started looking for peace and contentment in the outside world, in the physical realm. And that's why most people are unhappy. What has changed with the age of Aquarius, conjuncting with Jupiter and Saturn, this will change. The feminine energy, planet Earth, will become unified with the Shakti, with the powerhouse of energy, with the source of energy. Shakti is energy and Shiv is happiness. Shiv means peace. Shiv means contentment. Shiv means happiness. Again, Shiv and Shakti, another couple I talk about, another God and God and Goddess couple I talk about. Because Shiv and Shakti also had their phase of separation when they were Shiv and Sati. When Sati, she killed herself, she committed suicide, she jumped into the fire because the husband was disrespected by the father. Shiva, who is the god of all animals, Pashupatinath, Shiva, who is the god of all the ghosts, Shiva who lives alone, Shiva who wears the deer skin, Shiva who has dreadlocks, Shiva who has this very different personality. He was not accepted by the parents of Sati. They said, who's this character? Look at his hair, look at his dressing up sense, look at his lifestyle. How you being a princess, how can you live with this man? So even the Lord God was not accepted by the lover's parents. If they had to go through this, then who are we? Who are we? Why do we complain so much? If Ram and Sita had to leave their own companionship for this public they were serving, for the Janta, in Hindi we call it Janta, for them they had to leave their love, their sacred love, and live alone because they were duty bound. They were not complaining. Like how many people complain in the journey? You all know, so many divine masculines and feminines, they complain a lot. They never complained even for 1 second. Radha and Krishna never complained. When Krishna left for his duty. Radha did not complain. She did not tell him, don't do this, come to me, be with me. She continued to love him and he continued to love her. They got married to other people also. And they were childhood lovers, but they never stopped loving each other. And even their partners knew it very well, that they were in love with each other, they still are in love with each other. You know, they will continue to love each other because they are divine lovers. But they were on planet Earth to live through curses, and they combined the curses with duties. That is what they did. So what? I have to live through a curse. Let me use the curse as my strength. Now, there are certain things that happen when you start doing genuine inner work. When you start doing genuine inner work, you will notice that many things around you start falling down, start crumbling down. Few days back, I had created a channeling session wherein I spoke about how the divine masculine's world is crumbling down. It's also a mirror reflection of the divine feminine's world that had crumbled down at one time. The timing may differ, the timeline may differ, it might overlap, it might not overlap. Depends on the amount of inner work they are doing and which area of inner work they are doing first. Whatever it is predestined, you know. Or in some cases, the divine feminine's world was crumbling down in a way that it was reinventing. Maybe she found her own place. Maybe she found a new house. Maybe she created a new lifestyle. You know, maybe she cut out all the toxic relationships, all the family members that were toxic, all the friends that were toxic, all the work ethics that were toxic. She removed it. So her world crumbled down, but it got recreated, reinvented. So on the other side, his world will also get recreated. It's mirror reflection. But that is a result of inner work. And inner work is like going deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. Deeper into your mind, deeper and deeper into the universe within, deeper and deeper in the space. Space and time will become such a different concept for you. You'll never even look at the clock, you'll never even know. I mean, from the worldly perspective, you might know it's a Sunday or it's a Saturday. You might know it's a Monday. Someone tells you it's a Monday. Oh, it's a Monday today. All right. Okay, it must be Monday. But you don't live your Mondays like how other people live. Your Monday is very different than other people's Mondays. Sometimes you might even forget which year it is. Oh, it's 2021 now. Oh, okay, I realize it. You know, just giving an example. The more you go into the inner world, the more the concepts change. Inner work also creates a lot of triggers and situations where you want to run away from the inner work. And of a lot of people who are questioning me, who have been questioning me, why is my masculine running away? Why is he running away? Why does he keep running away? That's because the divine feminine is running away from inner work. When she doesn't want to do inner work, she has many excuses for inner work. Then either everything around her will be into a turmoil situation. Everything will start telling her or showing to her that you need to do inner work, you need to go within. You cannot avoid it, you cannot run away from it. Because then what will happen is everything will, the events will be in such a situation that she will have no other option but to sit and mend it, fix it somehow. Sometimes something drastic also happens to wake up the feminines. Because the feminines are also stubborn. Let's face it. A lot of the feminines have been stubborn. So many of them don't want to work for the divine masculine also because they have so much anger against him. And they feel, after they start living alone, they start enjoying their company. They are like, yeah, I think I'm much happier right now. But then what happens is they have a mission work. They have some kind of, love for their own things, like maybe one is a painter, maybe one is a writer, maybe one is an actor, one is something or the other, a cook, a chef. And because of the inner work, they fall in love with their work so much or their life so much that they start doing, that inner work, it starts replicating. And they will start seeing problems in that area. They are in a mission work situation and the mission work will throw many problems at them. Because the love they have for the divine masculine is equally pure as the love they have for the mission work. And that's why I tell a lot of divine feminines also that, okay, You don't want to work on the the masculine energies right now. Why don't you work on your mission? When you find your mission, when you are on your mission, only then you will understand what it takes to create that type of energy of love around you. Otherwise, everything will be in a mess, total mess. In some cases, the divine feminines, they are mothers. They have really young children also. They have adult children also. Or they have growing up children also. So because they have been running away from inner work for many years, they don't want to do inner work. So that inner work then comes back to them in the form of their children. You know, that's why I said mission work, family, your work that you love to do, something you really love to do. These are all forms of pure love as well. So when you run away from the inner work, the masculine might be running away. You could be with a karmic also. You could be with a false twin also. Whatever is playing out, the masculine comes and goes. Every time you do some deep inner work, he comes back. Once you don't, he doesn't. In some cases, as I said, when there are curses to live through, then the scenario is very different. But in that case, one thing is 100% sure, that the DM and the DF are going to be fully committed to one another. They could be physically not together, they could be living their separate lives, or they could be away from each other for some reason. But the world will know that they are together, and they would know that they are together. Any place where they have doubt, or any place where they have, he doesn't love me, or he starts loving me less, or she's not there around, what do I do without her? The masters and the guides and the coaches and all benevolent beings will help them out to connect them. Then they do dream work, dream space work, then they do astral projections, because we have to understand that these things like lucid dreaming and astral projections, these are something that everyone needs to learn. Everyone needs to know. You need to be very good with lucid dreaming, with astral projections. After a point, these are the areas that you would be working in. I have not started taking up these therapies right now, or these sessions right now, because I know they are really deep. And, as of now, I don't think that people are ready for it right now. Just the way at one point in time, people were not ready for inner work. Before 2020, not many people were so open to inner work. Now, if you look at the world, the paradigm has shifted. There are many people who might not be, sure about what true love is, but they are getting open to concepts like twin flame. They're getting open to concepts where they have to go within, or they have to do ascension work. There are many people who might not be in twin flame journey, but they are very keen to do ascension work. I know some of those people, and I'm working with some of those people. Some of them have even told me that I like your channel because even though you speak about twin flame, but you also talk about ascension. And I'm more interested in ascension. I am more interested in mission work. There are many divine feminines who have told me during the readings, and they have been taking up some sessions from me. They keep telling me that, I'm more concerned about my mission work. I want to do, because I love what I'm doing and I want to contribute for planet Earth. I understand, because I have 5D connection, very strong 5D connection with my twin. And it has never been a sexually, active relationship, or even otherwise I'm not a sexually active person, like sexually from the materialistic perspective. I'm more asexual. I'm more driven towards, affection and love. So please help me with the mission work. I want to make it better. I want to make it stronger. I want to devote 2 years for my inner work. I want to devote 3 years. They are so solid in that approach because they have done a fair amount of inner work, and they have learned, by their own practical experience what it means. And those who, learn from their inner work or from the situations around them, they also realize the, peace and contentment they receive when they do it. So, there is this part in them, there is this urge within them that wants to make it grow even more. Being peaceful and content without any codependencies, without any fears is a very, very, amazing, very authentic place to be in. So when they get a taste of it, even if you get a taste of it for 1 minute or 5 minutes, or, maybe someone is getting panic attacks and one fine day they figure out that this panic attack, I don't need to eat pills for it. And that feeling is a moment of freedom, or such things, that happen during sessions only. I have seen people welling up, people tearing up. Most of my sessions, it has happened that people have cried their hearts out, they have poured their hearts out because those blocks were stuck for 30 years, 40 years, in some cases 20 years, 25 years. They were carrying it with themselves and they were not letting it go. So inner work is something that becomes a lifestyle later on for people. And I know that only when your inner work has gone to a certain level, only then you can explore other mystical facets of your soul connection, of your life, about why you're here, and then other lives start opening up to you. You can see through in your past lives. So many other things can happen one by one. But then inner work is the way, it is the path that will lead to it, On this note, I'm going to, stop this part here, and I will meet you again and come back for more on the same series for part 3. One love and peace out.